Hello, Elks Scholars. My name is Marianne Slater, and I am the Elks Scholar Fellow on staff at the Elks National Foundation. I'll be walking you through some of my favorite service trip fundraising techniques in this short presentation so that you will be equipped to raise the funds to cover the cost of your travel for an Elks Scholar Service Trip. If you have any questions after watching this presentation, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll be providing my contact information at the end of this webinar. To get us started, here is an outline of the 3 methods of fundraising that we will cover in this presentation. First, you can create a personal fundraising campaign online through GoFundMe. GoFundMe is very user-friendly, and I'll show you how easy it is to use and how effective an online campaign can be. Second, you can start a traditional letter writing campaign, or you can adapt this strategy and change it into an email campaign. Finally, if you have a relationship with your local Elks Lodge, you can see if they would be willing and able to support your fundraising efforts. If you'd like to follow along with an outline of this presentation, visit the Elks Scholar Service Trip's webpage and click on Elks Scholar Service Trip's Fundraising Guide, where you can download a document that outlines everything I'll be discussing in this presentation. Before you can begin to fundraise for the trip, you'll need to look up how much money your travel will cost you. You'll need to share this fundraising goal with your prospective donors. If you'll be flying, start looking up some flights and gauge how much money your travel is going to cost you. Make sure to factor in your transportation from the airport to where we will be staying. In most areas, you can take a taxi or public transportation from the airport to where we'll be staying, so it's important to factor that into your fundraising goal. Let's get started with our first method, an online campaign. Websites like GoFundMe are a great place to start your fundraising campaign and are very user-friendly, like I mentioned. You'll set up an account, create a customizable page with a photo, description of your fundraising cause and target amount, advertise your page on social media, and it's as simple as that. You'll start collecting donations. I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up an account. I actually used GoFundMe last year to run a campaign during my birthday to raise some money for a few ministries that I worked with when I was on a trip in South Africa. So I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it is to use the website. When you log on, you'll come to here. This is your dashboard. As you can see, it's very easy to post an update right here about how your fundraising is going or how much money you have left. You can attach a photo to an update if you'd like. And all of your page's information will be right here on the right-hand side. So the title of my campaign was My 22nd Birthday Wish. I had a picture of myself on the trip, and then I had my fundraising goal, and you'll get this great bar that pops up that will show you how close you are to your goal. I was actually able to exceed my goal, which I was very happy about, as you can see here by the amounts. If you click on the Edit tab, you'll be able to enter your goal right here. Choose a title for your campaign and then a background color for your page. You'll want to upload a photo of yourself, either doing service or just something that exemplifies the trip we'll be attending or your time as an Elks Scholar. You'll be able to type in a campaign description, so you're going to want to talk about the Elks Scholar Service Trips program as a whole. You'll also want to talk about where we will be traveling, what organization we'll be working with, and what causes we'll be working with, and why you want to attend the trip. You're able to customize your campaign link here, so you can even include your name and Elks Scholar Service Trip in the link to make it easy for your donors to follow along. And once all of your editing is done, you'll want to go to the Share page, and you're going to want to share your campaign on Facebook or Twitter, or pretty much any social media that you have an account with, so that the most people can see your campaign as possible. So as you can see, it's as simple as that. And it's important to post continuous updates to your campaign and to share the updates on social media often in order to solicit as many donations as possible. You don't want to post once at the beginning of your campaign and hope that people will see it. A lot of people are online at different times during the day, so it's important to post a lot of updates about your fundraising. And you can follow up with donors individually as soon as they donate by sending them an email straight through the GoFundMe website. Following up with donors is very important, and we'll discuss this more in depth later on in the presentation, but GoFundMe makes it very simple for you. Finally, to collect your funds, you will have to connect your GoFundMe account to your bank account, and they'll transfer the funds directly into your bank account. It's important to note that all fundraising sites take a percentage of your final total amount when they process your donation, but GoFundMe's fees are the cheapest when compared with many other popular sites. But feel free to do your own research about the types of fees that these sites will take out of your account. Next, we have a more traditional fundraising method. Before online personal fundraising platforms became mainstream, the traditional letter writing campaign was a popular way to raise funds. You can also apply these steps to an email campaign instead of sending your letters through snail mail. It may work best to tailor your method depending upon the person to whom you are writing. For example, for someone who doesn't check their email often, or for an individual who you would like to approach in a more formal manner, a traditional letter may work best. First, identify people and organizations that may be able to support you financially or who would be inclined to donate airline miles to you. Next, author a letter explaining the Elks Scholar Service Trip initiative, why you would like to participate, where you will be serving, what cause or causes you will be serving, and how much money you will need to cover the cost of your travel to the trip location. You can find a lot of information about the trips on our website, www.elks.org/enf/scholars/scholartrips.cfm to help you with your writing. And I'll be giving you that web link later on in the presentation. Finally, provide your recipients with a method or methods through which they can get the funds to you. For example, provide them with an address so that they can mail a check to you, or connect with them on Venmo or another fund transferring app or website. If you would like to give your recipients a bit of direction with their giving, it is acceptable to ask for donations of a specific amount, for example, $10, $50, or $100, towards your fundraising goal. Sometimes it can help donors to see what their donation of a certain amount will fund, so including numbers and percentages can help to guide their donations. For example, if your flight is going to cost you $300, you can include information about how $75 will bring you a quarter of the way to your goal. The last fundraising method that we'll go over today is getting support from your local Elks Lodge. If you have a relationship with your local lodge or an Elks Lodge near your college campus, you can contact the scholarship chair from that lodge and see if the lodge would be willing and able to contribute to your campaign. You can either offer to speak at a lodge meeting or event to share about the Elks Scholar Service trips and why you would like to attend the trip, or you can include a short letter with information about the trip that you'll be attending that could be shared with the lodge members during a meeting. If you haven't been in contact with your sponsoring lodge recently, you can reach out to the lodge and just simply let them know that you'll be attending the trip. You can explain that you are responsible for the cost of your travel and that the other trip expenses are covered by the Elks National Foundation, which is allowing you the opportunity to serve in the name of the Elks for an entire week. This outreach is a possible source of donations, but it shouldn't be expected that a lodge will contribute to your campaign, as each lodge already has a variety of other programs and initiatives that they are funding. If you need the contact information from someone from your sponsoring lodge or a lodge near your college campus, you can email me at mariannes@elks.org, and I would be happy to get you a member's contact information. And if you are accepted to attend an Elks Scholar Service trip, I will be notifying your sponsoring lodge that you will be joining us on the trip shortly before our departure. It's important that in your follow-up after the trip, that you schedule a time to go to the lodge to share with the members about your experience on the trip, if the lodge donated to your campaign. You could also provide your contact at the lodge with pictures and a letter that talks about your experience on the trip that he or she could share with the members and possibly publish in the lodge's newsletter. Finally, I'd like to touch upon the follow-up that should occur with your donors after the trip. It is essential to follow up with donors who donate to your trip's fund. Not only will they be interested to hear what you did and learned during your time on the trip, but it will help them to see exactly where their money went. Cultivating these relationships is important to ensuring that your donors feel appreciated and feel that their money went towards a worthy cause. Handwritten thank you cards and phone calls are some of the most personal ways to follow up with donors. Don't forget to include pictures with your thank you cards when possible. Finally, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Elks Scholar Service Trip's fundraising presentation. I hope that this information will help to jumpstart your fundraising efforts. Please visit the link on the screen to access the fundraising guide document for a quick overview of this presentation. If you have any questions about the Elks Scholar Service Trips or fundraising, please do not hesitate to contact me, Marianne Slater, that's me on the slide, at mariannes@elks.org. Or feel free to contact me at 773-755-4848 if you'd like to chat over the phone. Best of luck in your fundraising endeavors. Have a great rest of your day, Elks Scholars.